Do you have any grapefruit palm? Today I'm going up the Mast. So I'm walking to get the Strut. Never trust Navionics. We are dinghy motoring. It had to rebuild the carburetor.
Why he's called pilot?
Well, we made it. We're being towed to the haul out area now. There was this Mangrove Sprout. The mechanics did a fantastic job. Big shout out to Owl. And we're going straight into it because that's where our anchorage is. We bent our stern anchor. Boss took a tumble.
Hi everybody! We are going into new anchorage place. We were sailing but wind stopped, so we start swimming. Lance cleaning up bottom board. We are waiting for the wind to pick up. Bye!
Yep, Nicole and Keenan coming over here doing a drive-by in their beautiful catch. I love your boat! Do you have any grapefruit palm? Today I'm going up the Mast to take down the radar reflector that unfortunately one of the ropes snapped off and a piece of it broke, so I gotta go up there and take it down, inspect the rigging and check it all out. Enjoy me going up there. Good times.
Finally our boat port arrived at Hermosa. So today is Sunday, so we are going to provision at Playa del Coco, and tomorrow we pick up the boat port and we're finally going to the marina, going to south. Fingers crossed. So one of the program we came by Dingy shore landing. We need to bring to the Dingy to over there. That's fun. The engine is heavy.
So I'm walking to get the Strut. There's chickens running around the road. Just saw like a crab across the street here. Going to Liberty Express, and to pick it up it's gonna be very expensive. I know it's gonna be expensive, and we're just going to pay it and not think about it anymore. We have, I think it's about 120 to go. We were gonna break it up into 2 anchorages, but we met some nice people that told us not to do that. They said that it was Samurai, I think it's called, Samurai or Sumaya, whatever it's called. Apparently it's really narrow getting in with large swell. So that's not good for us because we have no maneuverability at low speeds, and I would want to go in there with an engine, you know? So as we don't have one, definitely not going to do that. So instead, we're just going to keep on going. And that's the plan. This is why you never trust Navionics. According to Navionics, I'm heading straight out to the sea at a heading of 160 degrees. Looks pretty good, right? Avoiding that area there. However, my radar says that I'm following the coastline perfectly, and I'm at 180 degrees, according to my compass. So there's the radar. Radar says that I'm following the coastline. Navionics says that I'm heading out to sea at a bearing of 117 degrees. It's 63 degrees off, And if I had followed Navionics, I would have gone straight into land. I can see lights on my port side, and I'm running parallel here. I'm actually on that line. But Navionics is saying that I'm completely heading in the wrong direction. That's why you never trust Navionics, ever. Trust your eyesight, trust your compass, trust your radar. I've never seen Navionics do this before, and this is so bad. If I had followed it, I would have crashed. We are dinghy motoring and sailing at the same time around this cape. It's been kicking our butts. It's really rough and big waves and not very comfortable, but that's sailing. The highs are really high and the lows are really low. So we're really looking forward on having our motor fixed. That's why we're out here right now, battling it with the dinghy and the waves and everything else, dodging rocks and reefs and storms. Good times. What do you think, Samako? Very hot, isn't it? Going to Punta Arenas, Marina, for fixing our boat. Fingers crossed. Beautiful place. Hi, Captain. How are you doing today? Good. Heading off to Punta Arenas right now. Got the dinghy strapped to the side. Had to rebuild the carburetor because the carburetor was just covered in crap. Stopped it from running properly, so I had to rebuild that yesterday. Dropped the screw and the carburetor into the ocean. Luckily I managed to find another one. They're metric. Got about 4 hours of dinghy ride. There's no wind at all.
Dingy ride?
Well, dinghy motoring. We have no wind, and just texting the marina right now saying that we're going to be at the point in about 4 hours. They're going to meet us with a pilot who's going to then take us into the marina. So hopefully we'll hold out today or tomorrow and get this boat fixed up, and we can carry on with our sailing here and move on and maybe start heading to Panama. Good times. Well, we made it. We were at Punta Arenas. We're at the ferry terminal. Costa Rica Yacht Club told me to come here, drop anchor. We're anchored in about 13.5 feet of water. A bit nerve-wracking coming in here because I know it's really shallow and there's sandbanks. We're here. We're here and life is good. We're very excited to have this leg done. Just got to follow the pilot when he comes out. He's going to come out at 1 o'clock when it's heading towards high tide. And I hope we go straight to haul out. That would just be magical. All good. Mission accomplished. I mean, just about. We're literally almost, as soon as we have to hold out, as soon as it's out of the water, I'm like, okay, it's safe. It's still not safe because the strut situation, but I mean, we're pretty good. If we were in trouble, we'd be fine here. So many boats around here, it's great. It's kind of interesting being anchored this close to shore, but this is where somebody else anchored. I've only got a 3-to-1, so I think we're good. Signing off.
We are on the way to the Punta Arenas Marina, and then that staff came down to tow us exactly the way we should go. And here he is. Why he's called pilot?
And what was the example you gave?
Pilot of Caribbean. He's not a thief.
So time ago, so we have a pilot that's come to take us into Puerto Arenas. And so Tomoko asked, why is he called a pilot? He's not a thief. I'm like, what do you mean? And she goes, well, like, Pirates of the Caribbean.
What's funny.
Okay, ready? Pirate is a thief. Pilot is a thief. Pilot is what this guy is. He's guiding us in. There's two.
The same.
No, it's not the same. Pirate is a thief. Pilot is an aircraft pilot, a plane pilot, a boat pilot.
They sound the same.
No. Pilot, pirate. They're close.
Pirate and pilot. Pilot. In Japanese, pilot. Both.
Signing off for now.
So somehow that tour changed. I don't know, but we are still towing. Today we finally fall out, going all out. We are going to haul out.
We're being towed to the haul out area now. We have the guy in front towing us, so we're going to be reversing in. We have a bit of a wind and current pushing against us, so fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, everything okay?
Meterlo así al muelle.
We're currently hauling out in Costa Rica. It's a bit of a nerve-wracking experience. I'm actually on the boat as they're moving it. The lift machine that they have is quite small, but it's doing the job, which is great. We're going to be put, I think, pretty close to the exit as we're going to get our work done here and get out of here. So it was a bit nerve-wracking. I think we might have banged the front of our boat. We may have some gel coat work to do, but all good. Awesome.
Our boat came out from the ocean. We are a little struggling with positioning the rope. Success. And now we're positioning the parking the boat in the yard. The last day the boat, and then I and Sakura got off from the boat for safety.
Here we are in the tropics. We have the air conditioning cranked because we're on the hard. And Sakura has her duvet on. Sleeping with a duvet on in the tropics is an unbelievable luxury.
finally leaving Punta Arenas early morning, 5 a.m. now. It's a little problem. What happened, Captain?
We were all set to leave yesterday. We splashed in the day before, had it lined. Next day, which was yesterday, we were all set to leave at 4 o'clock, and then we haul out. Water's coming out of the exhaust. We turn. We start heading down the estuary to leave, and no water out of the exhaust. Turn off the engine. The pilot, luckily we had a pilot, he hooks us up, he tows us back in. I stripped down the cooling system. Filter was pretty much instantly clogged, which full of debris, and there was full of debris from the river, from the estuary. It was just full on debris for whatever reason. I think it's because it was raining up in the mountains, and so it just flooded the estuary with debris. So I took off the hose, and there was this mangrove sprout that was literally clogging the whole through hull. So I checked the impeller's fine. It's a good job that I stopped the engine because it would have fried the impeller. This is why you have to always check if there's water coming out of your exhaust when you start the engine and when you're going along. If you can't hear water coming out, you gotta shut off your engine pretty much right away, because you'll fry your impeller pretty much right away. You're not right away, but it's not good for the impeller. And you will fry it if you don't turn off your engine like fairly soon. It's a ticking time bomb of when it will, because it would just heat up and destroy the rubber. That rubber will then get caught in your cooling system, and then you got a real problem, because now you got to strip everything down, because you'll have a clog in your cooling system then. That's the update. Now we're heading down the estuary. We woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning and pretty much just went. We're following the track that I laid when we came into the estuary. The engine's running great, everything's running fine. The mechanics did a fantastic job. Big shout out to Owl Mechanics and to Christian and Jason and all the other guys that worked on it, and of course all the crew at Costa Rica Yacht Club. They were fantastic. Milo and all the guys there, just top notch, fantastic. Thanks so much. Really appreciate everything you guys did for us there, and it was a wonderful experience. Thank you. And we're so glad to be back on the water and heading down to Panama. It was a really good experience getting the work done there, and we're so glad that we had it done there opposed to somewhere else. We were treated very, very well. And that's the update, and it's all good. We're back to normal now, thanks to those guys, thanks to Costa Rica Yacht Club and Owl Mechanics. We'll put a link down to their stuff in the bio there to help those guys out, because they would like to see more people like us come in with problems. And they did such a great job. They deserve for us to give us their work. That's all for now. I'm signing out. Good times.
Morning snack. Santa eating morning snack, and look at her messiness. Oh my god, we just clean up the cockpit.
Squall here. It came in out of nowhere. Literally, it just descended in an instant and turned into that. And we're heading right into it, but the wind's blowing it north, so we're actually free of it. We're heading east to Golfito, where we'll check out. This is the kind of sailing that we're up against now. And in there is lightning, which is not a sailor's favorite thing at all. Look at that. bent our stern anchor trying to get out. It got wrapped around a rock. I just couldn't free it, so I hooked it up to the dinghy. Couldn't get out. I got the boat, managed to reef it and free it, but I bent it. It's aluminium. It's just another thing that I'll have to fix. I can take it out and heat it up when I get to land. With a bit of luck, straighten it out. We need that stern anchor, especially when we're going to Drake's Bay, which is our next point. Sailing this time of year is challenging because you just get squalls come out of nowhere. There's not a lot of preparation for you to be able to prepare for them. You can look at windy, predict wind, and weather bug and everything you can to try and see what the weather's doing, but the squalls just come out of nowhere. That beeping is the radar. And what the radar is picking up is the large swell. So getting about 2 to 3 meters probably of swell, of large swell, and then just regular waves are about probably 2 meters, about 1.5 to 2 meters. We're getting about 3. When we were leaving, I'm pretty sure we had close to 4 meters of large swell. We're motor sailing because we've got to get to our destination before dark, and I don't like going into strange anchorages at night. And now that our stern anchor is bent, it's going to be a bit early until we fix it. I'm going to set it anyways and hope for the best. Maybe I can dig it in the sand somehow. If I can't set it, then we're going tonight. That's pretty much the update. Quepos was a nice little town. We had a falafel there. Walked up a major hill. Sakura had a bit of a meltdown. I haven't been filming very much because we just want to get going since Punta Arenas. Ever since we got our boat fixed, we just want to go. So we got pinned down in Quepos because we had 2 days of just torrential rain. Super rain. We had like leaks we never even knew we had because it was so heavy. So we had to hunt down the leaks. Anyway, it was good because I hunted them down. I put silicone everywhere. We've never had leaks like that. I don't think we've been in that intense rain before either. So, and there's going to be lots more to come. So that's why I knew it was important to chase it down. That's the update. Good times. We arrived at Drake's Bay last night. We had plans to sort of spend 2 or 3 days here, check out a trail system, little river, what have you, but the swell, the southwesterly swell just came right in. We got no sleep, and it's gonna be like this pretty much the whole time we're here. From the reviews we read, it's like hit and miss. If you come here the right time of year, you've got no swell, so you can just hang out, or very little swell. We tried putting a stern anchor out, the stern anchor didn't take. I bent my stern anchor in Quepos. So I used my Bruce, which is this 20 kilogram heavy mud, sand, you know, perfect anchor for the conditions. The swell was so huge, it was ripping my stern anchor up. And of course, you're worried that it's gonna wrap around the rudder, because that's happened before as well with me. We could have maybe muscled out another night here, but we already have spent about 4 or 5 days on extremely rolly anchorages. But last night was just awful. Because I couldn't get the stern anchor down, we were pretty much had these like probably 2-3 meter swells right on the beam. I was getting seasick, and I don't get seasick at Anchorage. And so if you're getting seasick at Anchorage and you know it's not gonna get better, you just gotta go. It's a shame. It would have been nice to have spent 3 calm, relaxing days here. It would have been horrible going back to the boat. So we're heading off to Jimenez, I think it's called, or Jimenez. Super calm anchorage. It's in Golfito Dulce. I don't think it's gonna be as beautiful or as quaint as this, but it's gonna be pretty nice. The whole crew need a good night's sleep because we're just tired. We're motor sailing there. We're actually just motoring right now, but we'll be heading off there. So one thing that's really cool about Costa Rica is that you have this beautiful fragrance in the air. It's like, yeah, it's like somebody's wearing perfume or something. I thought, my wife is wearing perfume, but she never wears perfume on the boat. We all stink. But the fragrance is coming from the land. It's coming from this national park right now. Absolutely majestic. This is what sailing looks like in the rainy season. You start off with a beautiful day, and then you run into this. And we're going straight into it because that's where our anchorage is. And we came from beautiful blue skies over there. So we were completely caught in that rainstorm. You can probably hear it. It's all around us right now. We're in it, but I think we're gonna go through it, which is great. So we're there, and then we're going through it, I think. That's the radar. This anchorage that we're coming to, Jimenez or Jimenez, is a little bit of a tricky anchorage apparently because it has a drop off of 200 feet that then just goes to 20 feet apparently. It's going to be a little bit challenging in good weather, and we're in torrential rain. We've only got 13 knots of wind, which is nice, but I think that once we bust through this, we'll go back up to about 26 knots, which is nothing. I researched on Navionics. There was a location where somebody said anchor here. I put it onto my phone, into Navionics. That's where we're going to try and anchor, which is luck. So we just did some provisioning in Jimenez, and now we are going to go find a bakery so Tomo can get her bakery fix on. It's pretty hot here. This is a really cool little town. It's pretty relaxed. We're liking it. We're going to head back to the boat after we go to the bakery, do some boat projects. I'll probably hang out here while we try and heal up Boss, because Boss has got an infection on his eye now. So we gotta get him all fixed up. That's the update. Just a bunch of parrots, rainbow colored, in the wild, flying around. Boss took a tumble and now his left eye is infected and glazed over and in really bad shape. We had to put the collar on him because he kept on scratching his eye. Tomoko did a great job of making this because we forgot to buy it, and I actually think it's better than something you'd buy in the store. She actually even sewed like this little tiny cotton thing around here. I don't know if you can see that, but we're hoping he doesn't lose his eye. So he was drugged today because we had to take some of his blood, and we took his blood out and we're going to take it to town and get it spun to create serum. So hopefully he will be okay. But yeah, we're in full medical lockdown at the moment while we try and figure out what we can do to get him better. So it's been about, how long has it been, Tomoko? It's been about 5 days or something like that, but his eye went bad really quick. Like literally, like within a couple of days, it was just like glazed over and looking terrible. So there we go, that's the update.